What's up, guys? Still in Missouri. It is the 22nd of September. Happy birthday, Eric, my little brother. We're actually doing a book together. So you're going to have within the next, hopefully 6 months, this coming out. He is my illustrator. So I don't know if you know the name Robert Allen. If you guys know the real old school real estate investing, he wrote No Money Down back in the 80s. Look up what he did with I think it was the Los Angeles Times, did the little head-to-head and proved them wrong. They were trying to call him out on what he does, and he showed that he can get it done. He's a badass. He's writing the forward, and he is kind of overseeing the project. And he said, when we're doing this, you need to do some illustrations in the book. And so I took it to my brother, who's an artist, said, what do you think? He read it, and he went nuts. Dude did like 13 masterpieces, and I'm not kidding. These are ones I'm going to have, I can't wait to have the originals hung up. So just, know that that's coming. Happy birthday, bro. Love you, man. I'm sitting in my place. Like I said, in Missouri, what you see typically is the office, with the big logs chink in the background. If you look at these logs, these are older. This is like early 1800s. These are, this used to be a little church. So it had these two buildings on it, this little church, which was just in bad shape. And you actually go to my website, aaron.chapman.com, go to Where's Aaron and scroll down, and you can see the before and afters of this thing. So here's the inside as it sits right now, and this is truly where I'm sitting. Got the bottle here so you can see it actually hit back there. This is not a green screen, right? So this is where I'm truly sitting right now. Just the way the lighting is, it makes it look like a green screen, but it's not. I'll move around a lot. This is where I am. So this is my living quarters. When I come out into Missouri, amazing little place. So it's kind of one of those spots where I really get to get my head right for the days that I'm here. So what am I talking about today? The market, of course. Where are we at with mortgage-backed securities? Where are things heading? Well, let's take a look at what Bankrate says right here. Bankrate.com is where I like to go when people tell me that rates have gone down or interest rates should be 6%. Guys, these guys aren't pulling any punches. Go to bankrate.com, scroll down to you see the girl on the yellow slide. You'll see right below that, a better rate is waiting. Click on mortgage, 30-year fix, 7.59%. That's the average rate for the average homeowner right now. If you look at MarketWatch just put out an article today, Scotty forwarded that to me, where they had said that interest rates are anticipated to hit 8%. 8%. For the average homeowner. They're not talking about you as an investor. You as an investor, you should have been at 9% by now. So if we're at 7.59, so let's think about that. 7.59%, that's where we are for your average homeowner. Traditionally, all through the history of doing mortgages, the average investor could experience 1 to 1.5% increase over the average homeowner. Well, if we're at 7.5, we should be 9% right now, and you're not. Why are you not? Well, you're paying points. Because you're paying points, what that is the market is actually using those points to get you that 7.625 or 7.8% right now on a 30-year fixed. And why is that? Well, if you're doing the 9%, maybe it's 8.75% interest rate today for a real estate investor. And what people keep saying, right, there's all these mouths out there going off trying to say the interest rates are going to go down in a couple of years. Well, let's say they did. Let's say they went down to where they are today, at 7.6, 7.7% for your average investor. You would refinance because you've been programmed by the banking industry to refinance when the rates drop. But if you get it right now at that rate today and you pay points, there's a good chance you won't refi. Why do they not want you to refinance in that window of time? Because when they do a loan and they close them and they bulk them all together and they securitize them, they audit them, and then they set up servicing and all these different things that they do, it costs money. It's not just the points you paid. What you paid up front is just to get it started. That's all the work that had just to get things set up. It's because of the Dodd-Frank Act and the CFPB and all the rules and regulations. We're one of the most highly regulated industries in the United States. As a result of that, it costs a hell of a lot to manufacture. That's why it's way more expensive to get a loan today than it was back when I got in the industry in 1997, all the way up to 2008. We could do it for charging just $500 to the average buyer. And then we make everything else the way we were securitizing loans. We can't do that anymore. It's much more expensive to construct a loan because of all the regulation, right? Because people got greedy. Not just the people in the industry, guys. The consumers got greedy. They demanded that you give us loans on houses we can't afford. So let's not get too far into that. But ultimately, this was all created to be one of the more expensive processes now because of all the regulation. So what do we have now? We have this situation where you have to pay those costs to get your loan set up so you can have this 30-year fixed, and they need you to pay the interest on that for a few years so they can at least break even, start making money. If you refinance too early, they lose money. Is the banking industry in a position to lose money right now? They are not. They are in a very, very bad spot because of the rate hikes that the Fed has been doing, because of those rate hikes and the continued potential rate hikes, because of the Fed minutes that came out this last week had a heavy impact on the market. They lose money because they take that money for their expenses. And as the interest rates go up, their margins shrink. Therefore, they're losing capital and not making the same kind of capital, and they're all at risk. I think it was Jamie Dimon. I didn't hear the exact quote. It was told to me that he had said that he thinks there should be 7 more rate hikes. Why? Well, cripple smaller banks. Chase could literally suck up more banks and become this even bigger behemoth than they are right now. So that's the thought process of the people who are the larger corporations versus the smaller guys. They don't give a shit about the small guys. They don't give a shit about you, right? So we're going to go ahead and keep pushing this up. So you as the real individual real estate investor can't buy, so the hedge funds can buy. Like I've been saying these last couple weeks now, the anticipation of the hedge funds, BlackRock, State Street, Vanguard, it has been said that they anticipate to own 60% of the single-family housing in the United States by 2030. The only way to stop them is you to buy the houses. So let's look at what the interest rates are doing right now and how long it might take to get to that 8% that we're talking about. So like I've been saying, the channel, right? We broke outside of the channel just like we'd had, and we're going right back into it, guys, getting right back into the channel. As I've been saying, we want to watch this. I don't know how strong these moving averages seem to be very, very strong. So maybe lock in right about here and not locking up here. If possible, if we can break through some of these lines here, these were blue because they were support, but they are now resistance. They should be red. I haven't changed that. But if we break through those, we want to ride that up in here and see if we can hit this up here. But we want to pay attention to the news and what influences it. You've got to talk to Scotty, talk to myself when you're in that position of rate lock to see where we need to be. Now, look, we got the stochastic crossover, positive crossover. They had the negative crossover here, drove us down. We have a positive. We're going to be running up. When it gets up in this area, that's when we want to start thinking about locking. Now, as far as if we're at 7.49 today, right, and our pricing is sitting here, the 97.50 basically is where we're at, 97.52. I would imagine it's got to go to some place like right around 99.50 to 100 to par even to hit 8%. That's my guess. So that's this area right here. How long is it going to take to get there? Let's take a look. If I just run this out a little bit, you see where we're going to hit that at. Running this out, we would hit that. And this is just a guess, guys. This is just a guess by mid-November. So mid-November, we could easily hit that potential spot. That's what I'm guessing. I could be a little bit wrong here, but mid-November, if we continue on this trajectory, we could potentially hit that 8% that they're talking about, and that might be our new baseline. So if you're not in real estate right now, and you're not in contract, you better start thinking about it. I'm in contract in 2, well, actually on 1, looking at another one right now in Missouri, because I'm a firm believer in it as well. I'm literally going in and doing the exact thing that I'm preaching right now because this might be the best we're going to get. Appreciate you. Talk to you on Tuesday.